Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel, and today I am here for Jillibean Soup. I have a birthday themed layout that I wanted to share with you today, made with the Super Celebration collection by Jillibean Soup. I have a bunch of that collection out, some stickers and wood veneer and papers and stuff. I've also already cut with my cameo, my silhouette cameo, a white piece of cardstock, 12 by 12, and I've cut out a large 10 out of the center. I just took a sort of block font and cut it out, but I also traced around it, and then instead of choosing a cut line, I chose a stitched line. So I'm going to stitch around it and then also paint. I've been really inspired lately by Paige Evans and how she does that combination of watercolor and stitching on her layouts, and so I wanted to give it a try. I'm going to link to her channel as well because she does absolutely beautiful layouts. This one is more just fun, but so we're going to take this and we're going to start stitching around each of the numbers. I'm going to do them in different colors, and then we're going to back them with pattern papers and use some of the fun Jillibean Soup embellishments. So I have this crochet thread. It's this very sort of thin, much thinner than embroidery thread, where you don't have to, divide up the strings as much. So I really like using this for stitching on layouts because it's not as bulky. So I pulled the needle and the thread through, and then I'm just using some Scotch tape to tape the back there. And then I'm just going to do a basic back stitch. So go through the back, come through, and then you have to decide if you want the space in between or if you want a full straight line. I decided for this I wanted the full straight line. Sometimes the space is fun too. You'll see I struggle a little bit here because I made the string so long that sometimes it gets knotted up on me. But now I'm just going to go around and continue finishing up, and I cut this string a little too short actually, so I'm going to just show you I do the same exact thing at the end and in the middle here. If you need more string, just keep stitching until it's sort of short in the back, and then tape off another piece. And I'm going to trim the end there. I thought I had more of an end to trim on the beginning, but I didn't. And then just cut another piece of the blue and thread your needle and finish up. And that's what we're going to do right here. Just a few more stitches. You can see I'm just turning the paper over back and forth. It's really nice to use the silhouette to make the stitch lines because they're perfectly straight. So whenever I try and poke my own holes, it ends up kind of a little, I just don't know, just not as even and straight and perfect as the cameo. So if you have a cameo, this is a great use for it, making your own stitch lines around even a die cut like I did here, combining the best of both worlds. Okay, now both my numbers are stitched. I have a Prima water brush here, and I just have some basic watercolors. They're just the cakes. I think I got them at Michael's. So, and you just add a little bit of water to the cake until you get some paint flowing there, and then just come back to your paper. I'm working on a splat mat so that I don't have to worry about my work surface, and I kind of like the gradient of color from dark to light, so you'll see that as we get to the right hand side of the 0, I'm not going back and getting as much paint because I kind of like that light to dark effect on there. So I'm just using a baby wipe because I'm lazy and I didn't want to go clean my brush. And now I'm going to go in for the blue. So I've used a yellow paint with the orange stitching, but I'm going to use a blue paint on the blue stitched number, just a slightly different hue, kind of a little bit more aqua. And I really like this color a lot. You can see that a couple of seconds ago I tested it on a piece of paper just to see if it was going to match the pattern paper and the embellishments and the stickers that I know that I want to use on this layout. So I'm again bringing in some of lighter color, that lighter blue there. I even grabbed some white, and the white is actually a great one to have to really lighten up some of the effects if you go in and it's a little bit too dark. So I've really I don't often use the white, but every once in a while if I notice, oh my goodness, this is getting just a little bit too dark and I don't really want to water it down necessarily, but I do want to lighten the color, that's what the white is perfect for. So I'm just going to, again, leave some areas lighter, some darker. I think that gives it the watercolor handmade effect. And now that painting part is all done, I'm going to back the numbers with 2 different colors of pattern paper from the Super Celebration collection. So this one, I'm just kind of judging exactly how big I need my paper. You don't have to cut it perfectly, but I like to save every little scrap of Jillibean soup paper, so that's why I'm just cutting it and leaving it off to the side. Now I'm using some Thermoweb Memory Runner XL to add some adhesive to the back of that number 1, and then I'm just going to lay my pattern paper on top. And once that's done, it's pretty much ready to go and we're ready to move on to the 0 there. So I like those little stars. Again, I'm just judging real fast and then cutting real fast with some scissors. Doesn't have to be perfect. And, saving that little scrap on the end there. And now I'm going to use my Memory Runner XL. This is actually a great adhesive to use for something like this because the nozzle, or the tip of it, not the nozzle, the tip turns. So you can really get around angles and corners very well with this adhesive. Now I'm going to lay that pattern paper down and really just make sure everything is adhered. I don't want those little painted parts peeling up too much, so that's why I was really careful to get around there. Now I have a couple of strips of pattern paper. This is another piece from that same Super Celebration collection. So I'm just going to adhere those down at the top and bottom. These are just strips. I didn't even measure. I just kind of eyeballed it. I don't even think I got them 100% straight. And you know what? This is more of a whimsical layout, so that's totally fine. I'm using the large die cut letters and I'm going to pop them up on some Thermoweb 3D Zots. I really love the 3D Zots because they're clear and they give a lot of dimensions. So you can see I have 3 on the back of the A there. I'm going to place that first because that's my middle letter. And then I'm going to place the Y's on either side. And I'm going to kind of tilt them a little bit. I don't want everything perfectly straight. I want it kind of fun. This is a birthday layout after all. So, and then I had already printed out some little square images. This is my son's birthday. He's 10 years old. And so I'm trying to decide which of these photos I want to use and where I want to put them. And I'm just moving things around until I feel like I've got a good assortment of photos. And now I'm going to pop this one up as well, but the others I'm just going to use the flat adhesive for. And I had fun tucking this one right inside the one there. I thought that was kind of fun. And then this one I also tucked inside just the top there, and this one the bottom. So I went back and forth on whether I wanted to use a 5th photo. I really like to use odd numbers of photos on layouts, but I decided that I'd rather embellish a little bit more. So that's when I went to the cardstock stickers and started to play around with placing some of those. Now these Jillibean Soup cardstock stickers are so much fun. You get a lot on one small sheet. You get an alphabet, you get word stickers. I love those little stars and hearts. Those really are great for cards, layouts, tags, all kinds of projects. And I tend to sprinkle them around just like I'm doing here. They're so much fun and they come in all the colors that coordinate to the collection. These little word stickers also are perfect for, again, layouts, cards, journaling, and I love these sentiment strips as well. Again, you could use those on cards, but I think they're great on this layout here. So you also, on this sticker sheet, you have tabs, you have circles, and then I pulled out the wood veneer. I'm using the Thermoweb mixed media adhesive, and I have a special fine tip nozzle that I needed to clean out a little bit there. You could see I was struggling to get it out, but once you put a pin in it, it came out perfectly, and those hold the wood veneer to the paper very well. It dries clear, and it's very simple to use. You don't need to use a ton of it, just a little dot, and it will really hold it in place and keep it there. And these little wood embellishments, these wood veneer, are so much fun. They're die cut and they're super tiny and just absolutely adorable. Now I've pulled out the puffy stickers. This collection has so many fun embellishments, so I'm adding some puffy stickers, and all of these things just add dimension and interest. They're really simple to use and fun to play with. I popped up a couple more cardstock stickers there to balance out that O a little bit. And now I'm going back in with the word stickers and putting words all around on the paint that we had there. And I think that's another fun way to, instead of adding a lot of journaling, kind of keep your journaling to some stickers. So that's my birthday layout using the Super Celebration by Jillibean Soup. These products are going to be available in March at your favorite retailer, so I hope you'll check them out. I will link them down below once they're available and at my blog. I want to thank you so much for stopping by today, and have a great day.